Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another session here, 12:30 p.m., February 3rd. What I'm going to talk about are the ones that are moving today, not very many. Let me show you what's been going on in the world of the weighted average risk on, as we call it. See how volatile this is. Half the time, the last probably a few days, it's been negative, and then you get an extreme up move where everything moves. It's not sustainable for the bots to trigger an entry because it needs a certain amount of time to, have those price action on certain coins to establish upward movement. But there were two coins that did move up today, or entries, which were these ones here, which I'll talk about. So the first one is Atom. This had a big move, and this other one called AVAx. So this is on Binance.com out of Asia. Okay, I always forget to do this. Okay, so let me just repeat. So we got negative, very mixed day on the weighted average. You can see that right here. It's very extreme. Some of them, like right here, down to -2. And then it comes back within like an hour or so, like here, or 2 hours, and then it goes positive, and then it goes back to negative. But there's clearly downward pressure in the market. But these two did trade, AVAx and Atom. So let's take a look at those. First, let's look at Atom. I am going to pull up the 15-minute chart here. You can see here, it did quite well from 25.80 all the way up to 20.80. 90. Again, these are approximate 10% moves. This is the only way we're going to get action. Same with AVAx. So here's 280 all the way to 420. You think that's a pretty close to doubling. These are hard to track. These are hard to gauge. These are hard to forecast because you don't know these coins. I don't know this coin, but it's on Binance and it moved. All right, so there's those. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, what it's saying in the market. You can see just overall downward pressure. It's gone down flat. These are really hard conditions to be part of. When you're on an hourly basis, you can just see it's just downward, very choppy, very extreme. Even on the daily, there's been no form of recovery whatsoever for Bitcoin, or pretty well Ethereum and Bitcoin, and a lot of the altcoins do move. They're all correlated to each other. There's sometimes, and seem to be really correlated with the stock market performance as well, which now I just put up an article on my newer domain, quant-labs.net, about correlation and looking for assets among the ETFs and forex or currencies to remove a lot of that correlation, because when it all moves down, you get no performance. There's a caveat to it though, is that you don't get the stellar performance, but in these kind of markets, really have no choice to trade like that. Also, depending upon your risk profile, depending upon your age, you can be more conservative. You have no choice but to go after non-correlated assets. Whereas if you're aggressive in your 20s and you're trying to build a portfolio, yeah, you definitely can do higher risk or correlated assets if you want. But there is that article. So here are some other coins that did perform. Flow, you can see it did really well over a 2-day period. I've talked about that. Now it's starting to drift back down. Another one that seems to be doing really well is Ant, but you can see this big drawdown, and then look at the recovery. These are again very unpredictable, but again, you're looking at a price for Ant, from a low point of 730 all the way up to 780. That's a 5% move. So if you have bots that can pick those up, good for you. ANKR is another one that's been moving, been dropping. ALGD had this explosive move from 80 cents to $1.85, so it's already doubled. That was yesterday. Look where it's at now. It's just starting to drift back, and it's clearly manipulation, I would think, but you can still benefit from it, as I would say. But the one coin that's always come true consistently is this one, Cosmos or Atom. You look at the hourly basis, it's these big swings that you can occasionally capture, 5-10%. So they're out there. But on a daily basis, you can see here we've already had two big swings up. You compare that to, and that's with full recovery since the peak in September. You compare that to like a Bitcoin here on a daily basis. It's nowhere close to even halfway or even recovering or even finding a bottom. Where you got Ethereum, probably the same thing could be said as well on a daily basis. And again, that's Atom. Okay, so it does have ability to recover, but this I can't really explain how to predict it, but the potential's there. But then the other thing is when it does have these swings, they're pretty massive, and that's happened yesterday. So again, I keep saying if you like what you're hearing, just join our daily newsletter, quantlabs.net/contact. You get some free PDFs about stock trading, trading tool secrets and all that. So join there. Also, let me go back to our MotorWave here. And right now, my watch list. So right now, what's going on in the market is the weighted average is fairly negative. Just try to pull up the latest here if it does update. Yeah, still the same. But here's the watch list. Here's what's been active, but nothing's been triggered. A couple of things that ICP's been pretty consistent. As it says, Ant can have some nice swings. AVAx, I think, is starting to show itself being a gaming blockchain. Gaming is going to be big for crypto, and it continues to be big. And AVAx is one of those coins or blockchains that will start to prove itself with the game. The pay to earn, play to earn on the gaming world, built on blockchains. That's one coin or chain blockchain that's moving, so you can speculate that pretty good. Some of these other Phantom still moving a little bit. Dash, and you get some of the more legacy coins that come out of nowhere as well. But a lot of the earlier ones we saw, let's say a few weeks ago, like Luna, Near, AVAx, doesn't perform as much as it used to. So for now, Ant and AXS I've seen quite a bit. Phantom's still performing, but it seems to be fizzing out. But out of all of those, the consistent one seems to be Atom or Cosmos. We'll leave it there just to give you an idea where we're at. And again, come to quantlabs.net/contact and join the movement, we'll call it, for growing your wealth. All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a good day.